Welcome to NPO Showcase. I'm Sister Barbara Hansen, the Community Outreach Coordinator here at the Community Media Center. NPO Showcase provides visibility to the many nonprofit organizations in the greater Grand Rapids community, organizations that improve the quality of life in our city and throughout our community. My guests on this first segment of NPO Showcase are Chris Cavanaugh. He's the Program Coordinator for the Refugee Resettlement Program of Lutheran Social Services, Michigan, and Thang, Mung, a resettled refugee from Burma who also works at Lutheran Social Services. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Welcome, Thang.
Yes.
Chris, can you describe a bit about your agency's mission and its programs?
Yes, Lutheran Social Services of Michigan is a nonprofit organization just in the state of Michigan, sponsored by the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America. They founded it many, many years ago. And we have many different programs all around the state, locally here in West Michigan, also in Battle Creek, Detroit, Southfield, even as far north as Traverse City. So our mission statement is to serve people as an expression of the love of Christ. So all of our programs are kind of based upon that platform.
Great. And talk specifically about refugee resettlement services.
Locally we provide refugee services, resettlement services here in Grand Rapids to families that are coming directly from overseas. The refugees in many different countries across the world, such as Iraq, Burma, Bhutan, are some of the populations we're serving, also many from Africa, even from Cuba. And so the United Nations will identify someone as a refugee and refer them to a third country for resettlement. And the State Department heads up that program for the U.S., and they contract with local providers on the ground, such as ours, to actually provide the services to the families. So.
And for Grand Rapids, how large is that resettlement program?
This year we're expecting to resettle about 200 individuals. That includes both single people and family units. And that's per year, our fiscal year running from about October 1st through the end of September of 2009.
That's quite a challenge, 200 settlements, and especially in this economic times. I suspect it's even getting more difficult. Mm-hmm. My goodness. And where generally are they coming from?
Right now, most of our families are coming from Burma. What's happening is, and you'll hear more from Thang about the specifics, but many of the Burmese are being forced to flee their homes, to go to Thailand, to go to Malaysia, to seek protection there by the United Nations, where then the U.S. has decided to accept a certain number of refugees coming from Burma. Also, of course, from Iraq, so many have been displaced because of the war, that the United States has stepped up to resettle, I think, close to 15,000 to 17,000 this year from Iraq. And then we also have many coming from the country of Bhutan who have fled to the refugee camps in Nepal and have been there without a place to live for many years now. So.
Good. Thang, how did you become a refugee?
Because of the racial and religion discriminations. Mm-hmm. That's why because the government, since we are Chin people and then we are Christians, so they don't like us because of our religion, and then we people are not educated, so they try to use us in the ways that they want to, like build bridges, or
would they recruit you for the military?
They force people like who goes out at night after 8 or 9 o'clock. They go and arrest them and then try to let them go in the military, in the army.